So I'll just be speaking about a few of the current cases quickly before we move on to lunch. So I used to work for Christian Concern and the Christian Legal Center, and now I still do help them when I can, and help them with various events traveling around the country and everything, which is always a blessing to always be part of Christian Concern. So Christian Concern, is the slides working? Here we go. So, bringing the hope of Jesus to the heart of society. What we do, we speak and influence, we challenge and protect, we mobilize and equip. Christian Concern, we are passionate about bringing the love, justice, truth, freedom, and hope of Jesus Christ to the heart of society. And we are building a movement of Christians who share that passion. We believe that Jesus Christ is good news for society as relevant today as he has ever been. We believe that a flourishing future is a future shaped around him. But we also know that it's becoming harder to be a Christian in the UK today. So we are at work to make Jesus and his ways known, to protect the freedom to live and speak for him, and to empower Christians to be compassionate and courageous ambassadors. We do that by speaking and influencing, by challenging and protecting, and by mobilizing and equipping. We engage a whole wide range of issues. We also have 3 special ministries that complement the wider work: the Christian Legal Center, the Wilberforce Collective, known as the Wilberforce Academy, and Wilberforce Publications, which you can see all the books and everything at the stand today. So I'm just going to go to some of the cases that relate to education. Here we have Casey. Casey, I've met her a few years ago. At that time she was 10 years old, and Casey was excluded from her primary school after she raised concerns about the promotion of LGBT ideology in class. There is a video you can watch online, but because of time we won't show you the video. It's quite a long one. Casey basically was sitting next to her friend Pharrell, who I also know, when he was apparently said to have said that LGBT sucks and LGBT is dumb. He denies this. So a conversation occurred which resulted in the teacher asking the children if they wanted LGBT people to die. They said they did not, but added that in their countries of family origin in Africa, people would be punished for being gay, which we know the laws have changed in the few years, right? After being quickly informed, head teacher Susan came into the classroom and shouted at the children, calling them a disappointment to the school. Susan interrogated Casey, remember she's only 10, and Pharrell in separate rooms, accusing Casey of saying that she wanted to kill LGBT people. The head teacher then forced both children to write confessions of what had just taken place. Confused and shocked, both children then had to sit in isolation for 5 hours before being allowed to go home in tears to their parents. Both children were then excluded from the school for 5 days, a punishment usually reserved for a pupil who has assaulted a teacher. The church reported them as hate crime. The church did not stand with them. Other children were told to avoid Casey. Casey has been now looked after by Christian Concern and has been safely schooled in a good new school. And I remember going with her and her mom to the school in Oxford and taking them to this amazing new school that I actually wanted to join at that time as well, because it was just so good. I loved it so much. But she is doing much better. She's doing well, grown up, amazing, and being a blessing to so many around her. Andrea Williams, Chief Executive of the Christian Legal Center and Christian Concern, commented, "My hope in this case will get people, and particularly the church leaders, to see the gravity of the situation we face today. What kind of society are we living in when a head teacher whose job is to look after and teach young children is reporting that the words that they kind of maybe not said, that we know that they did not, to social services, the government's counter-terrorism body and the police? 10-year-old children are being treated like terrorists. The actions of the head teacher are so serious and put Christian families under extreme pressure. Her actions do not show proportionally, they show zeal in eradicating any dissent to the LGBT agenda in schools. How can anyone think that, now that we can mention the name of the school, Havens Farm is a safe place to leave innocent children? When bullies know that right is not on their side, they resort to intimidation. That is exactly what is being played out at Havens Farm Primary School. This story reflects the growing unease and anger from parents across the country, and we ask for urgent prayer as we continue to support these brave children and parents. So that was the video that you can watch online. Then we have Reverend Dr. Bernard Randall. Supported by the Christian Center, Dr. Bernard Randall, a former chaplain of Christ College, Cambridge, is taking Trent College to court for discrimination, harassment, victimization, and unfair dismissal after the school reported him without his knowledge to the government anti-terror watchdog Prevent for a sermon he gave at the school on identity politics. You can read the sermon word for word online and you'll see what he said. Nothing bad, basically. There was nothing bad in that sermon. It was such a great sermon. The incident occurred in 2019. Dr. Randall has not given a sermon or been able to work in Christian ministry since then, a situation he is continuing to challenge. There's also another video there of him, but in March this month, the judge overturned unsafe ruling due to bias. So we've been having these issues at the Christian Legal Center where people that are in the court, judges, legal representatives of the other side, and people in the courts are actually LGBT activists. So they are the ones that are doing all this, and then they're coming in the courts and making it sound like these are the bad people, but they're actually using LGBT activists in the courts. The judge ordered Dr. Randall's case to be remitted urgently back to the Employment Tribunal for a full retrial, and also ordered £20,000 cost against Trent College. So there has been something good that has come out there, and it's going to continue. And hopefully we will be able to see Dr. Bernard Randall preaching again. One of the greatest highlights of the last few weeks has been Christy Higgs. We are going to be playing a video just so that you can see what has happened recently for her. I remember the day she walked into our offices and coming with this, and all these years fighting for her. Christy Higgs is a mother of two. She has been working for 6 years as a pastoral assistant in her local secondary school with an outstanding record. The story of her dismissal captured the attention of the national media and caused outrage to Christians and non-Christians alike across the country. After one anonymous person saw two of Christy's personal Facebook posts sharing her concerns about sex education lessons at her children's primary school, She was reported to her head teacher, and then Christy was told that her private post could bring the school into disrepute and was basically sacked from her position. But we thank God for the favor that he has given Christy Higgs now. Through all these years, it takes a long time. These cases are not easy, but the good thing about Christian Concern and the Christian Legal Center, stand with you, will never give up, and will keep fighting for you.
In October...
And that's the main thing. So we thank God for the win for Christy, because it's a win for Christians. Izzy Montemigues, also from the same school that I just mentioned, Havers Farm Primary School. She is one of many parents who raised concerns about her son's primary school promoting LGBT issues. Her one was mostly about a pride event that was happening for 5-year-olds. And she stood up, fought also another long case, but finally the case concluded in the High Court last year. Thank God for that. 80,000 doesn't even cover the cost that it cost Christian Concern, the Christian Legal Center. When I mean 10 times, it's 10 times that, without a joke. The next one, we have parents, Nigel and Sally Rowe, another wonderful, beautiful family that I love dearly. They're in the Isle of Wight. I was with them just last November, and just to see how the boys have grown and doing so well, and what a blessing they are to so many people. At that time, they were 6 and 8-year-olds, and they basically came home and said, "Mom, Dad, there's a boy that's coming into school as a girl," and they were confused. They were like asking questions, and because they brought that up, they went through so much on the island. Even up to now, there's still people, Christians, the church, that won't talk to them, or literally will still ridicule them on the streets, just because they stood up against transgender in the school of the boys. But the boys are doing well. They actually do classical conversations, and they're loving it, and they just, they're growing, and they're growing really amazingly in the Lord, and it's amazing. You can see all this on the Christian Concern website, the letters, everything. We hide nothing. Everything is out there for you to see exactly what's happening, so you do know that this is not a made-up stuff. It's the truth. It's happening. It's real. It's happening to people. It's happening to us Christians. Teacher was sacked from the classroom in 2017. License removed in 2023, just because by mistake he took a class, like if we imagine that this is a classroom here, and he said to an all-girls class, "Girls, stand up," and one was identifying as a boy, and she complained, got him secluded, in the end got him sacked, and now he lost his license. And that continues. He was in the High Courts last year, and we just got to keep praying, and we will keep fighting for Joshua while he tries to do other things. Remember, these people lose everything. They lose their jobs and stuff as well. But the good thing is that lots of people don't know is that Christian Concern and the Christian Legal Center will look after them and make sure that there is food on the table and that they can live. And that's the amazing blessing about the Legal Center as well. At the moment, there's a case happening right now. It was just 2 weeks ago, and last week actually. A teacher, we can't name her. She's another wonderful lady that I know, love, and admire her for her stance. She basically took legal action over sacking for safeguarding concerns about 8-year-olds' gender transition. And she got fired and reported as a safeguarding risk for whistleblowing about trans children. And this was in 2023. Her case continues. If you look at this image, you can see it probably again online, but we have people that will go in as activists and be part of the jury, be part of the court system, and literally say nasty stuff, like the guy that was part of the courts here tweeted crazy stuff about Christians, like we are the worst people on the earth, and these are the people that go in the courts and make decisions for cases like this. So we push and fight against that and try to get them out, so we can have people that don't have an agenda, but have understanding of both sides. Hannah's retrial, 2025, which happened just 2 weeks ago. They still has robbed her name. We can't mention her name to the public. There's still reportings about her. So this is going to continue, and we're just waiting for justice. So do please pray for Hannah as she deals with this and manages it as well, because she has a family. She can't find any, she loses her job. She's now working in a sandwich shop. And this is what happens when Christians get persecuted for standing up. We heard Joshua earlier speak about the VAT stuff that has happened. Christian Concern is challenged the Labour's policy to remove the VAT exemption from private school fees, was lodged in January 2025. An important issue of Christian educational freedom, parental rights, and the survival of small and independent Christian schools. The court hearing is happening early next month. Please do pray for this hearing, because it's affecting all of us. We couldn't continue with a Scottish one, but we decided to focus on the one in England, but it's going to have a lot of impact for us as well. So do please pray for this case. The good thing is there's a lot of other organizations that are non-Christian that are standing against this, and they're also fighting, so we're going to be working together with all of them. Christian Concern has started a new education department, which is actually not new, but a new education website where you can find out more information about all they're doing. We have the stand there with all the education leaflets and everything as well, and books that you can purchase, and all the free resources. Please do take those. This Christian Concern education website will also help you understand more about what's happening across the country, and you can find out also about Scotland. Also, you can connect with Christian Concern, sign up to the weekly news that they send out every Friday, that helps you to keep up to date with what's going on in the United Kingdom, how you can pray, and how you can take action for all that's going on right now with Christians. So thank you so much for your time.